Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. A wonderful day, all of you. Welcome to our Institution of Global Professional Free International Webinar in IGP platform. Thank you very much for joining with us in this lovely session. My dear audience, today I am your host. I am Kamrul, coordinator of IGP from Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. And I feel honored to host this webinar, and it's my delight to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professional Free International Webinar. Once again, thank you again all for joining with us in this session. And it's my humble request to you that you stay with us till the end. And don't forget to take your friends and share this webinar in your newsfeed and social media. And time to time, you like our Facebook page and subscribe our YouTube channel because your advertisement encourages us to do better for our audience. Our mission is to empower our youth, so stay with us by your support. Before we have completed our 778 webinars successfully. Now I will be presenting webinar number 779, and the topic is the importance of face-to-face interaction. Today we have a brilliant speaker from Philippines. Today our speaker name is Josephine Tolentino. She is a technology and livelihood education teacher from Dolores National High School. We welcome our speaker to the screen. Hello, ma'am.
Hello everyone. And thank you, sir, for the introduction. And thank you for this opportunity to speak again with the Institute of Global Professionals, or IGP. Again, I will going to introduce myself. I am Josephine Tolentino, and I am speaking again live here in the municipality of Magalang, province of Pampanga in the Philippines. Before I start, allow me to greet my fellow professionals and dear audience a very pleasant day, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I am currently teaching at Dolores National High School, and I am handling technology and livelihood education, grade 8 and grade 10. And I am the current coordinator, choir trainer, and organist of the Association of St. John Mary Vianney in our parish. So today, I am glad to share with you the presentation of my topic titled The Importance of Face-to-Face Interaction.
Okay, ma'am, you
So,
can start your presentation now.
yes, ma'am. Today, I will going to discuss the definition of face-to-face interaction, B, face-to-face and other platforms during pandemic, and then letter C, the reasons why face-to-face learning is still much better compared to online modular learning. D, advantages and disadvantages of face-to-face. Now, for our objectives, A, that every audience may define face-to-face interactions. B, explain its advantages and disadvantages. C, apply the importance of face-to-face learning in everyday life. But before that, let us first define what is face-to-face. According to the dictionary, it says that it is within each other's sight of presence, met and talk face-to-face face-to-face consultation, or it is a direct contact or confrontation came face-to-face with the problem. Today, when we say face-to-face, it is already accepted that we use technology in order for us to reach out. So this is you will going to find out through the to our discussion. So when we say interaction, it is a kind of action that occurs as two or more objects that have an effect upon one another. The idea of a two-way effect is essential that concept of interaction as opposed to a one-way casual effect. So this is the image, the picture. So here is what we call the face-to-face. So there are two people communicating, and of course, in their communication, there is already the interaction. So when we say interaction, it is always a two-way. Therefore, face-to-face, it is the present physically appear, the appearance of each communicator in order for us to understand one another without any barricade, without any hindrance. So just like what we are doing now in our school year 2022-2023, that we already implemented, applied the face-to-face learning. So, here are the 10 reasons why face-to-face learning is still much better compared to online modular learning. When it was announced that this school year, 2022-2023, it will be implemented or face-to-face will be implemented already, how did you feel as educator? Of course, others felt sad, others were happy, others were surprised, and then it's up to you. You can write your post. What did you feel during the time that they told us that it will be face-to-face learning already? So let me start. One, face-to-face learning give the students ample room for cultivation. You can see in this picture that there is the presence of the teacher and with the student, which is very different. So this time, this involves the mental and emotional aspects of every students. So students can grow more within the group of people learning together. Is this correct? In this situation, the students learn to participate in the different activities implemented by the teacher. The teacher here acts only as the facilitator. So as I've said, I have mentioned, so we already implemented the face-to-face learning, which helps students and teachers to be in the school again. I hope you are enjoying now the face-to-face learning. Number two, interaction between students and teacher is clear and accurate. They can interact with each other and can ask direct questions from the teacher. This is correct. So in here, the students can directly give their opinions through the questions being asked by the teachers or teacher, and the students can interact with each other without any barricade or hindrance. Therefore, questions are not difficult to answer since they can help each other within the class. So it's never been boring to be in the school. Just like we can see the difference when when these students are still having their modular. They cannot easily ask their teacher or their classmates, because there is what we call a barricade. So they still need to do it in a text, through email, and others. So we have number 3. Teachers will no longer have difficulties arranging their topics and shrinking them. So the dilemma that teachers are facing that time is that they need to shrink and lessen their topics to fit the modules. This is why we have the MELCs. Most the MELCs based system. Students have difficulties internalizing the topics in the modules. So in the classroom setting, their teachers can manage their topics very well. There is no problem omission of some of the topics. Only in the face-to-face interaction, just be sure that you are well prepared with your topic, and you have to make your own guidelines so that during the presentation you will not be at loss. And preparedness means also double checking to your tools, your materials. And for the video conferencing, you have to check on the software to avoid any needless hiccups once you get started. The fourth one, student can think more if they are in the classroom. How about you, teachers, our fellow professionals? Can you think more if you are in the school or you are at home? So classroom setting is a wider selection of thinking. Students are encouraged to think more of their lessons compared when they are in the only in the house. What happens during when the students is inside the house? When students are in their homes, they are comfortable doing many distracting moves that may lose their concentrations. So here, students can think more widely in the school because there are less distractions. And since they are inside the school, there are only what we call limited time. So they have to use their time wisely. So this is why students can think more if they are inside the classroom. So how about you? Next, the fifth one. It is the burden of teachers and students. Teachers and students will enjoy the classes when in a real classroom setting, because the teacher can easily reach out to his or her students, especially in teaching or his lesson. As what we encountered before, even if we want to teach more of our students, but since we are using modular, we can do so much as we would like to. As well as the student, they can ask their queries to their teachers. So here, learning becomes so easy. You can easily get access to the students, and also the students can easily ask their queries. For the sixth one, learning, teachers will no longer have difficulties pinpointing the performer students from their class. Every teachers have experience having or asking themselves who among these students are doing this and doing that. So during the time when we were having our modular, we teachers have encountered the problems who among our students is a fast or slow learners, who can read or who cannot read. Since we do not know who among these students are really doing their tasks, and we do not know who or see them doing the activities, am I right? These are the common problems that we encountered during the modular system. But in the face-to-face, it is easy for us teachers to know which is which and who are who. We teachers can grade our students based on the performance inside the classroom because we can see them. Excuse. In modular setting, teachers can only base their grades on the papers submitted. Do you agree? Next, number 7. Learning from an actual teacher is very much different from learning through modules. So this is correct. So when there is teacher in front, the students feel are happy and they are well motivated because there is the presence of the teacher. Not like before, as we say, having to go to a class with a real teacher is livelier compared to reading bunch of papers. So in this regard, there is no room for cheating, right? So it is the teacher who has the big responsibilities in taking part of all the learning this time. But it is no longer the parents. But the parents still need to check on their kids so as the teacher try to encourage each students to participate and bring back their lost interest in their studies. I hope we can motivate them well. This is why our first week of school, we did not teach yet our lessons, but instead we conduct we facilitate the PSS activities in order to encourage every students to bring back their interest in their studies. The next one, social interaction is a very important aspect in one's growth. How? It is always very nice to socialize with friends and classmates in school. We have seen our students, they have seen their classmates again, their teachers, and when a student is with his or her classmates, they can develop respect, considerations. As humans, social interaction is essential to every aspect of our health. Research shows that having a social network of support or strong community bonds fosters both emotional and physical health and is an important component of adult life. So it is very much important because social interaction define who we are. Next slide. The laughter and the fun inside the classroom setting is priceless. So the memories of that each student share together is real. So when the teacher use activities that make learning engaging and fun, students are willing to participate and take risks. This is correct. Having fun while learning also helps students retain better because the process is enjoyable and memorable. So when there is fun in the lesson and the activities, students are motivated to participate. That is one way that inside the classroom, everything happens is real. And the last one, face-to-face learning is very effective in a student's life. So, yes, face-to-face learning is what is effective before and even at present, there is no doubt. Face-to-face is a really effective way to learn knowledge and skills because it often combines different ways of learning, including writing, reading, discussion, presentations, projects, group work, film clips, demonstrations, and practice. And as a teacher, I wouldn't trade a classroom setup with anything else. Face-to-face learning is still much better and a very effective way of delivering my lesson well. Now, I will proceed to the benefits of face-to-face. So we are all familiar with the different benefits of face-to-face. First, encourage and helps with social skills. Humans are social creatures and for a very good reason, socializing makes us feel sense of belonging and security which increases our overall mental well-being. As the saying goes, no man is an island. Face-to-face learning gives individual the opportunity to enter a classroom with the other students and have the social interaction. Inside the school, everything happens, the social interaction, the collaboration, and many more. So, studying from home for some people means sitting in a house on their own, which can determine detrimental for their mental health. So if the students or us, we are inside our home, in the house, there is a difference between outside in the classroom and inside the house. Next, it is a real-time interaction. The benefit, there is a real-time interaction. The whole point of studying is to learn things. This is correct. That we don't yet know. So it is only as human that we will have questions and will require with various elements of our studies. So face-to-face learning will ensure us that we can receive help at the exact moment you need it. So while online learning still involves help through video lessons and face-to-face learning means you have to get help and explanation at the exact moment you need it. So therefore, when it is a real-time interaction, if you can if you have queries, you can ask it directly and there is no such hindrance. So no need for us to send it through mail, through messages, through our group chats, emails, and many more. You can ask it directly as long it is related to what you are doing. That is what we call the real-time interaction. For the lack of distractions, so it was mentioned that there is a lesser distraction inside the school. One of the benefit is that while some individuals feel they are more productive working for some, may find the familiarity for their home a massive distractions. We can see that inside the house, inside our home, there are lots of different distractions. For example, individuals may feel that they want to get household chores done while they are home, or perhaps the idea of Netflix and a nap is too much of a temptation. So those are the temptation that we can do when we are inside our house. So, avoiding that temptation is easy by doing into a physical classroom. Which do you prefer, to stay home or school? And then the fourth one, it promotes collaborative learning. Face-to-face learning teaches students how to work in a team environment and prepares them for them when they enter the workplace with the other members. With classroom learning, students don't don't only learn from the theory that teacher is presenting, but instead they learn from other students, questions, and past experiences. This is true collaboration, and then the social skills that they need to join one another, the groupings, and then the real-time interaction. All of these benefits are in what we call related with one another. And then For the fifth one, it encouraged critical thinking. So in here, we apply the principles of existentialism. Why? Being in a classroom with other students encourage individuals to engage in live discussions and relevant debates. This type of learning environment gives students other people to bounce ideas off and allows them to question others to ensure their understanding of the concept correct. Having your ideas challenged helps encourage critical thinking rather than just reading theory from a laptop. Therefore, when we are having our activities inside the classroom, we are engaging our students, showing that they exist. We let them think, we let them do the critical thinking and participate. That's why. So we need to encourage them the to have a critical thinking. Let them participate, let them learn. It is not only true theories coming from the teachers, but they need to do it through application on what they have learned. So the last one, it benefits of face-to-face is that teaches accountability and responsibilities. With face-to-face learning, you don't have the option to say, I'll just watch the class and do the work later. That is for the asynchronous. When you were not able to attend the video conference and then it was recorded and then you will going to say, I'll just watch the class discussion later and do it later. Now, you have a set time to be at class. That's why you need to wake up early, go to school at the required time, and prepare your lesson. For us teachers and for the students too, they need to do that as well. And it's our responsibility or it's your responsibility to manage your time correctly to be in the class, in that class, of course. When we were still having our modular, yes, we have the time, that time, the schedule for the weekly home learning plan. But we do not know that it is religiously followed. But in this time of face-to-face learning, we are accountable. We need to have to set our time to be the class in the proper time and having a physical go into the class, we are accountable and to teach our students about responsibilities. These skills will be essential when entering the workplace. So whether we like it or not, there is always what we call the benefits will always help us in our everyday um, activities. Okay? And of course, when there is what we call the benefits, we can say we have our disadvantages of face-to-face communication. What are the disadvantages of face-to-face communication? First, the cultural differences may make it difficult to interpret meaning from a person's facial expression, eye contact, or body language. So it is very hard for us teachers to look to examine, especially with the cultural differences that they have there. So we have to examine also their facial expression, such as the eye contact or body language. Why do we need to check or observe on this following? If we will not going to observe their person's facial expression, the students will get bored. When we reply, when we react, make a reaction to their facial expression, meaning to say that we see every people inside the classroom, that we do not just go on teach on our lesson, meaning our eyes, our ears have see, hear everything what is going on inside the classroom. We are aware. So for the disadvantages, since that they come from different places, they have different cultures, we need to consider them also. We have to be very careful. And the next, a person's enthusiasm may sway you to a decision that the dispassion of distance may have given you reason to reconsider. What I mean is that um, there are people or students in our classroom that they can easily motivate us through their reactions. So everybody will be affected. Next, the intimidation may sway decisions that distance would not. So, in this time of face to face learning, some of our students, as I have experienced or observed, are still shy to raise their hands whenever you ask them, tell them to participate. They are still having their confusion if they will going to raise their hands or put down their hands until the time that you do you want to answer or you may volunteer. There's still the intimidation, not like in the online or the modular. In the modular, they will just going to read the modules, and then after that they will going to answer, and then after that no more. So in this time of pandemic, no, in this time of face-to-face learning, we need to consider everything that each and every one of us, the students, the learner, or the students, learner, our clients, and of course, us teachers, are still in the period of adjustments due to the 2 years that we were not present in the school. Am I right? So we need to motivate them. And then, of course, here, there is less familiarity to the students. This is very, we need to consider this one. We need to consider this one because we have just seen them now after 2 years. Who are these students? They are now, you see we see them now face to face. Who are these students? I don't even know their names. So we need to be, the answer for this one, we need to be familiarized to this one, familiarize with our students, get to know their names, age, location. And the next, of course, when there is face to face learning, there might be still the contagious diseases, of course. So, although we are in the face to face learning, we need to still practice social distancing, the wearing of the face mask, or follow the safety protocol just to be safe with the diseases. And here is a word from the wise. Social media is an amazing tool, but it's really the different face to face interaction that makes a long term impact. I would like to thank all of you for attending this program on our discussion about the importance of face to face interaction. I hope you have learned something from this webinar. And if you want more of the discussion, you can check this reference from my slide. You can access. Thank you, everyone. And please, if you have time, somehow help me fill out the evaluation form from the presentation. Our good facilitator here will send the evaluation link. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Obviously, they learn something new from you. Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am, for your wonderful presentation.
Okay, welcome.
Dear participants, now we are going to our quiz competition session. Today our quiz code is IGP quiz. Let's we enjoy our quiz video. Dear participants, now we are quiz competition session time. You can join this session by slido.com. And today our quiz code is IGP quiz. To join this session, you have to go to slido.com, and after that you have to put the code, and the code is IGP quiz. Today, top 10 quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate after this session from our official Facebook page. I request everyone to join with your full name, which will directly print on your quiz certificate. And I also remind you that there is no relationship between quiz completion certificate and international webinar certificate. After this session, we proceed to our Q&A, and after that we proceed to our certification process. Now 26 participants already joined. We start our quiz competition in a short time, so be ready. Today our quiz code is IGP quiz. We start our quiz competition after 1 minute later, so join the hurry up. We start our quiz competition now. Our first question is, what is interaction? Is it to have an effect or action between people. Option number two, action between people is the right answer. Our next question is face-to-face interaction is the focus of analysis in symbolic interactionism or conflict theory. Option number one, symbolic interactionism is the right answer. Our next question is immediate real-time communication interaction. Is it simultaneous communication or synchronous communication? Option number two, synchronous communication is the right answer. Our next question is, what do you call the learning style that used to combine or blend teacher to student face-to-face interaction? Is it online modular or blended learning? Option number two, blended learning is the right answer. Our next question is, dash is a set of rules governing social interaction. Is it social fact or social norms? Option number two, social norms is the right answer. Our next question is, depending on the situation, a face marks may be necessary when interaction with patients. The statement is true or false. Option number one, the statement is true. Our next question is, recreationally oriented activities designed to provide excitement, relaxation, social interaction is dash shopping. Is it experiential or impulsive? Option number one, experiential is the right answer. Our next question is, the study of human behavior in context of face-to-face interaction. Is it empirical investigation or macrosociology? Option number two, macrosociology is the right answer. Our second last question is, Humanistic psychology has been most closely associated and emphasis on the importance of free association or positive self concept. Option number two, positive self concept is the right answer. Our last and final question is consistent interaction with an infant can help enhance social and emotional development or physical development. Option number one, social and emotional development is the right answer. Thank you everyone and congratulations of our top 10 quiz competition winners. Top 10 quiz competition winners get their quiz certificate after this session from our official Facebook page. I think there is something wrong. Okay, now on the leaderboard, the top position is Seri and Gabriel, and the second one is Jamuel Sagario, and the third one is Cirilene Infante, and the following Lipa Kunla, Maria, Jelini Cabrera, Antina Mentias, Christina Dentis, and Kyundia January Cindy, and the last one is Ellen Brutus. Thank you everyone for attending this session. On the comment box, one of our participants asked, is there a code for the webinar certificate? Yes, we have a code for webinar certificate. After Q&A, we share our certification process and certificate code. Now we are proceed to our Q&A session. After a short video clip, we come back again. Thank you, ma'am, for waiting in the backstage. Now we are in Q&A session. You can send your question in the comment box. Our speakers are ready to answer the question. So if you have any question related to this topic, you can ask the question in the comment box. After Q&A, we have certification process. So participants are requested to ask their question in the comment box. Our first question is, why is face-to-face learning more effective?
Thank you, sir. Why is face-to-face learning more effective? Because as we have mentioned to the discussion, that in face-to-face learning, the learning is real, wherein the students can ask their queries to the teachers, and at the same time the teachers can keep in touch with the students also, and therefore it is effective when you see the learning is being done in a um, proper way or being applied, that every students are applying what they are learning to what the teacher have taught, especially not like in the other modalities. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. So if you have any question related this topic, you can ask the question in the comment box. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. And our next question is, what major adjustment will the students expect when transitioning to F2F classes?
So for the students, sir, thank you, Mr. Jim Segario. For the students, they will be expect that there is what we call adjustments, not only to the students but also to the teachers. In giving our lesson, we do not need to give it as a whole, not like before in the modular. It just in the modular lessons is just being given through through modular system. But this time we can already teach the students part by part of the lesson. So, as the Dep Ed says, the memo, that we will going to use the modular, still the modular, but the milks base, it is a milk base that we need to use. And then, what I mean is that lessons are still compressed. So we do not need to give them. So what will be the expect transitioning to face? Of course, this is the time when they will be inside the classroom. So this time they will be doing the classroom activities and participating with the teacher, with the classes, and at the same time together with their classmates. Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I think there is no more question. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation and sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Ma'am,
And thank you also
what is your last and final words for our participants?
to my fellow professionals and dear audience. Please continue. I am inviting everyone to please continue watching. Even we are busy now, we are having our classes already. Keep on watching and learning IGP webinar series because through this topic that we are presenting, we know that this can help a lot in our everyday teaching. So, IGP, thank you very much for the opportunity that you are giving to us. And may you will have more programs to come.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Dear participants, today our program name is The Importance of Face-to-Face Interaction. And today our program code is IGP 3932. Please note this code. The code is IGP 3932. Without code, no one is eligible for certificate. With code, you can claim your certificate anytime from our website. Our website address is eduigp.com. To download your certificate, first of all, you have to go to our website, then you have to enroll the today's program, and the program name is The Importance of Face-to-Face Interaction. And after enrolling, you have to put the code, and the code is IGP 3932. And after that, you can download your certificate. And after downloading your certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP checking. Thank you everyone for attending the session. I hope you learned something new from our speaker. Before ending the program, I request everyone, don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe our YouTube channel for upcoming information. Thank you everyone. Stay happy and stay safe.